somewhere in between Baltimore and Philly. D-Marquee Hall on Delaware. I thought I was recording. Somewhere in between Baltimore and Philly. Almost tripped. Caught myself. The Lord won't allow me to fall where He won't prepare me to get up. He restored me to my glory. It's His. That's my story. And I'm sticking to it. Sticking to it. We be redeemed and esteemed. Every time I see the gleam. 301 bus going to Dover. See where I'm at? Delaware Ave, Luther Tower. High rises for the elderly, for the wise, for the senior. I don't know who that is and why he has that thing on his shoulder. Are these dogs here looking at him like this? I don't know who he is. These statues are important though. What does it say? I want to read it. These statues are important. This is from Parks and Rec. I think Parks and Rec made it. It says Parks 67. Luther Tower, Delaware Ave. Across the street we got Ursuline Academy. This is a private school, right? Catholic for the youth that can afford to attend or have scholarship opportunities. Good at sports, I know. Elena Deladon, she's famous for coming out of here. Elena Deladon, University of Delaware. Went up to UConn first. I'm still recording. I'm not politically correct. I care about everybody, especially the most vulnerable, poor, and the most hated, the most villainized, the most persecuted, the most enslaved. Over and over again, atrocities committed against us, murdered, jailed, enchained, raped. This is Christopher Columbus. This statue has to be 20 feet tall. High up on this perch, Christopher Columbus sits here on Delaware Avenue. We in Delaware, right in front of Ursuline Academy, the Catholic school. See the Italian flag flying? Is that what it was? Was that what it was? He was commissioned by King Ferdinand and Isabella. I should have did some homework again on Christopher Columbus. I only know what I was taught in school and what I taught myself, what it is that I've learned. First of all, let's see what it says on the cause that's why we learn, right? That's how we learn. We read what it is that it says is dedicated, born circa 1451 in Genoa. That's what I was looking for. Genoa, Italy, at the start of the Renaissance. We're gonna go back to that. Christopher Columbus proposed to reach the rich trading lands of Asia by sailing west across uncharted seas. This revolutionary idea was finally accepted by Queen Isabel and King Ferdinand of Spain after 33 frightening days at sea. Columbus landed on San Salvador Island in the Bahamas on October 12, 1492. We all know that day. By this creativity, courage, and faith in new ideas, he discovered the Americas and changed our world forever. Dedicated in 1992. An anniversary, I suppose. What? 1992. What? Let's go back to the faith and new ideas and discovered the Americas. Discovered. He discovered the people that were already there on this land that was new to him. Today, Donald Trump spoke about borders and bridges, or not bridges, but walls. He's not building bridges. He wants to build wall, and he's gonna build his wall, because to him, it's not really even an emergency. And he admitted it's not an emergency, and he could have took his time and this and that. He didn't have to do it the way that he's doing it. There's no emergency. The only thing that is threatened is white supremacy, white patriarchy. All of the brown people that can come in, that really can't come in, that are persecuted, that are still jailed, arrested. And he's taking the money from the military budget to do it. See that cross? It's another thing. It says faith, courage and faith. He's holding on to the cross, so they do it, saying that it's for Christianity's sake. Like Jesus would want for. He's not building bridges. He wants to build wall, and he's gonna build his wall, because to him, it's not really even an emergency. And he admitted it's not an emergency, and he could have took his time and this and that. He didn't have to do it the way that he's doing it. There's no emergency. The only thing that is threatened is white supremacy, white patriarchy. All of the brown people that can come in, that really can't come in, that are persecuted, that are still jailed, arrested. And he's taking the money from the military budget to do it. See that cross? It's another thing. It says faith, courage and faith. He's holding on to the cross, so they do it, saying that it's for Christianity's sake. This monument needs to be brought down. It needs to come down by Columbus Day. This ain't an impossible thing. This is something that we can make happen. Columbus Day needs to no longer be a holiday. It's a celebration of white patriarchy and white supremacy, white dominance, white murder, white people, white man murdering brown people, taking from brown people, from people never got a fair shake, never had a chance. We was told to pull up our boots, pull ourselves up by the bootstraps without no boots. So this statue, here's another monument. This monument was founded by the Order Sons of Italy in America and the Knights of Columbus. Knights of Columbus, sculpted by Knights of Columbus, sculpted by somebody from Rome. Maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe I'm ignorant. There's another one on this side. The Columbus 500 Sail-On Committee appreciates the generosity of Piedmont Incorporated on behalf of its employees to underwrite the cleaning and restoration of this monument in 1990 for the betterment of the community. I don't know the community of who, the community of what. Christopher Columbus, October 12th, 1492. I was walking and I saw this Christopher Columbus statue one day, and I was like, we gotta tear it down. It's too big. It's too in the way. It's too false. It's too wrong. We're too smart. We're too unified. We're too beautiful. We're too remarkable. We're too mature. We're too knowledgeable. We're too understanding for this to persist for this long. It's 2019. We know that Christopher Columbus didn't discover anything. He didn't discover anything. Look what it says. Courage and faith and new ideas. He discovered the Americas and changed our world forever. Our world was changed forever. Not for everyone's benefit. He discovered it for the white man. To take, to rob, to steal. So now, Mexican Americans and other people who have felt the burden of this falsified. I want to tell you, there's a t-shirt, no one's illegal on stolen land. No one's illegal on stolen land. A boxer I know from out west, and his dad wore those t-shirts on Father's Day. Mexican Americans, they wore those t-shirts on Father's Day. I posted it on Instagram, and I received backlash. I knelt down during the national anthem when I received the trophy when I was crowned Philadelphia Golden Gloves champion. This nation's first capital. I knelt down in the middle of the ring during the anthem, and I was yelled at. Philadelphia Golden Gloves board of directors, president, she came running. Get up, or you're not going to nationals. Get up, face the flag. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just me that was kneeling down. It was all of us. We all knelt down, and together, every one of us stood up. I was the last one to stand up, though. Don't make it any better, because I still stood up. Still stood up. That's why I got respect for Colin Kaepernick and them guys, you know. Colin Kaepernick lost his whole job and everything. Still got respect for him. But we're in Wilmington, in between Philadelphia and Baltimore. Baltimore, which would take claim to Harriet Tubman. Or they claim her. She was born in Townsend, Maryland. They say she freed the slaves. That's one thing that we gotta stop saying. We gotta stop saying that we were slaves. She freed people that were enslaved. She ain't free no slaves. She freed people that were enslaved. She scouted for the U.S. military. She went down south and actually, she knew the land. She surveyed it. Harriet Tubman worked as an armed scout for the U.S. Army. She actually took them down through the southern states and showed them the trails, showed them how to navigate. Harriet Tubman. Donald Trump is taking money from the United States military. He's taking money, Donald Trump is taking money from the United States military to build a wall. To build a wall against, or that separates people from other people that he sees as less than, that he sees as a threat to white patriarchy. This statue of Christopher Columbus, this myth, is a symbol of hate and ignorance and injustice, and it needs to come down. We need to be dedicated to each other. We need to be dedicated to the struggle for equality. We need to be dedicated to the struggle for actuality instead of forgery and fraud in our educational system. We have to take it down. I know that a lot of people would want to put it in storage. There's going to be people like the Knights of Columbus and the Italian Heritage Society, whoever it was that I read on that dedication that put it up, and maybe even Ursuline Academy, Catholic institutions that would want for this statue to remain high, to remain in its place. I know that they would love for it to remain a statue. They want it in storage. I don't mind it being in storage. It can be put in storage. I just don't want to hear anymore on Delaware Avenue. I think Delaware is better than that. In between Philadelphia and Baltimore, where so much hope and courage exists, where so many fighters that have fought for the greatest things, you know, love and humanity and for causes, cancer research, homelessness, like Matthew Saad Muhammad, so many fighters. This statue is less than us. It shouldn't be this big. It shouldn't be here. We can get it taken down. We can get it removed. The Italians gonna beat who down? They're gonna beat who down before they... They're gonna fight tooth and nail? Because they claim Christopher Columbus, huh? Christopher Columbus ain't discovered this place, though. I see that flag. So they'll fight tooth and nail, huh? I think they know better, though. The Italians know that Christopher Columbus ain't discovered this land.
Yeah, well, tell them that.